In Beirut, public anger is mounting as residents there demand the Lebanese government take responsibility for the deadly blast that rocked the city this week. 50 people were killed and 5,000 others injured when several tons of highly combustible ammonium nitrate exploded at a warehouse. Imtiaz Tyab reports from the Lebanese capital this morning on the rising tensions in the city.
Well, the shell-shocked residents of the shattered city are taking to the streets in major anti-government protests. They're calling a day of judgment for their leaders, who they blame for this devastation. The rage on Beirut's ruined streets runs deep. And these running street battles between protesters and security forces exposes a hard truth. That the city's citizens haven't just lost everything, they've lost complete faith in their leaders, and their fury is now bottomless. As rescue workers arrive from around the globe, the Lebanese president only poured fuel on the fire by refusing on Friday to allow for an independent international investigation into the causes of the explosion. Left with the leadership they blame for the blast, and whose well-documented corruption and incompetence led to financial collapse over the past year, the commitment Beirut's residents are now showing to each other is extraordinary. Across the shattered city are armies of young volunteers, armed with brooms, brushes, and dustpans, sweeping away glass and debris, all on their own.
The government is doing nothing. We are doing everything. Help us.
The epicenter of the blast has become something of a morbid meeting point for survivors.
My dad is underground.
Including Tatiana Hasruti, whose father worked at the port. He and many others are still missing since the explosion.
What would you say to him if he could hear you?
That I love him. We are all waiting for him. Everybody's searching for him.
Hasruti says she's furious Lebanon's leaders have failed her and her father.
I think Lebanon deserves more than this, better than this, and we deserve better too.
The explosion spared no one. Not even a mother giving birth. A child brought into the world in darkness that for so many in Beirut still hasn't lifted. Now, with Lebanon's leaders refusing an independent international investigation, it's hard to see how any of them might be held accountable for this disaster. For CBS This Morning Saturday, Imtiaz Tyab, Beirut.